On this example here, we have the function f of x, and we're told that x equals 5 is a root. In this example, they're telling us to find the two complex roots. So that means that the other two solutions that x is going to equal to is going to be a complex number. So a plus bi and a minus bi. So to figure that out, we're going to use this solution, knowing the fact that 5 is one of the solutions, and figure out the remaining two. So we're going to do 1, negative 13, 105, and negative 325. I don't need this to be that long. So I'm going to bring down the 1. It's going to be 5. That's going to give us negative 8. So negative 13 plus 5 is negative 8. Multiply that negative 8 with 5. That's going to be negative 40. 105 plus negative 40, that's a total of positive 65. And multiplying that 65 with 5, that's a total of positive 325. With added with the negative 325 is going to give us 0. Like it's supposed to, because we know again that 5 is a solution. Now, since the question tells us that the answers are going to be complex, then factorization is not going to work. The only way we find the imaginary numbers, these complex numbers here, is if we use the quadratic formula. So let me write it here for reference. So with the values of a, b, and c being 1, negative 8, and 65, x will equal to our negative of our b values, so negative of negative 8. That same negative 8 raised to the second power minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. So let's simplify this. So the negative of negative 8 is positive 8 plus or minus. Now 8 to the second power minus 4 times 1 times 65. That's going to be a total of negative 196 divided by 2. Now the square root of negative 196 is going to be an imaginary value. And even though in my situation 196 is a perfect square, it equals to exactly 14, you don't have to simplify that. What you can do is simply recognize that the negative sign is going to become again this I. And then we have the square root of 196 and divided by 2. So there are your two other solutions. X is equal to 8 plus I times the square root of 196 divided by 2, and 8 minus I times the square root of 196 divided by 2. You don't have to put the i's there. You could also write in the I again back here. It can, just as long as you don't write it inside the square root. I have a tendency of writing it right here just because it's obviously that it's not inside the square root. But you could write it after the square root of 196. You have to make sure that when you're typing this in on My Open Math, that you move your cursor to the right so it's on the outside of the square root, and the I again is on the outside. You'll be able to tell if it's in the inside because the square root symbol will just extend on, and you'll see that the I is on the inside. So just type it on the outside. Now, what you could also do is if you use Desmos here, like if you want to simplify this could be simplified with Desmos. You just simply have to enable, you have to enable under your settings, you have to turn on this feature here, this complex mode. You have to make sure that that's turned on. So when I type in the square roots of negative 196, I see that my answer is 14i. So I can write this as 8 plus or minus 14i divided by 2. And since both of these numbers are being divided by 2, 8 divided by 2 is 4, 14 divided by 2 is 7, and this right here would be my other answer. So I can write it like that as well. Again, you don't have to do all that simplification and write your answer all the way like this. If all you do is just simply move that out here like and do this, then that's good enough.